Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Blaze Black 2. Over the past 8 episodes, we have caught 115 new Pokemon, bringing our new total up to, I believe, 209, which is pretty crazy. And as you can see, from buying all those Pokeballs, I am flat broke. So I'm glad that we managed to catch all the Pokemon I wanted, because that is a very, very expensive process. But anyway, this time, we're actually completely done with all the Pokemon catching I wanted to do. So, we are actually going to be moving on with the story this episode, and I'm sure a lot of people are excited about that. So anyway, what we want to do is we want to head out to Route 5 here, to this guy. I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. I wanted to get the attention of a girl I like, so I mastered a new style of Pokemon battling called Rotation Battle. Want to learn about it? Indeed we do. In Rotation Battles, you send out 3 Pokemon at a time and battle. One Pokemon takes the lead position and the other 2 stand on each side. The trick is, each turn you can change their positions. And that's a rough explanation of Rotation Battles. I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. Hey, if you're a trainer, how about a rotation battle? Yeah, let's do it. You've got a good attitude, don't you? I'm a heartbreaker. My name? Charles. I'm always at full throttle. So anyway, this is Biker Charles. He basically exists just to explain these new types of battling introduced in Generation 5. I believe if you're playing Volt White 2, this will be a triple battle, which we will encounter in time, but as for right now, we are in a rotation battle. So, he sent out Excelgor, Sigilif, and Krokorok. I don't think we've actually seen Excelgor yet, which is pretty neat. So anyway, as you can see, our 3 Pokemon are on this rotating platform, and we may choose to rotate the platform and pick someone else to battle with. Basically, the main strategy is to predict what your opponent is going to do and plan for it. So, I think just to show off the rotation, I am going to switch over to my Servine and try out Leaf Blade in the hopes that he will switch to Krokorok. Which, of course, was not the case. That's the one issue I have with rotation battles. It's incredibly difficult to predict, so you might be stuck using ineffective moves quite often. So I feel like rotation battles tend to drag on while there are still 3 Pokemon on each side, just because it's incredibly difficult to predict what's going to happen. I'm willing to bet now he's going to switch to Krokorok. So let's pick Flame Charge and see if that happens. It actually does not, so hit that Sigilif with a Flame Charge, and I have a feeling this battle will take a decently long time, so I guess it's worth mentioning a few things. Before episode 40, but after episode 39, I installed the Fall update to Windows 10, and believe it or not, that actually reset exactly one setting on my computer, and that was the noise gate on my microphone. So you might notice my voice sounds a little bit different. I haven't had anyone complain about it in the comments yet, so I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is, because for whatever reason, whenever I update my OS, of all the things to get reset, it's that. So I'm just going to keep it this way going forward unless someone takes serious issue with it. But yeah, that's basically how we're going to be doing things from here on out. Also worth mentioning, a Nintendo Direct was announced and aired during the mass catching episodes. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity to talk about very much in those episodes, since those episodes were very, I guess we could say, down to business. There really wasn't all that much related to Pokemon in the Nintendo Direct, save for some talk on Pokken Tournament and Super Mystery Dungeon, and the announcement of Pokemon Picross, which I'm probably not going to buy just because I don't really like the whole free-to-play model in general. But one thing they did announce is that Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow are being released on the Virtual Console on the 3DS, which really surprised me, but I'm very much excited for that when it comes to pass on February 27th. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Alright, so we have defeated him. Sheesh, that's embarrassing. Getting schooled when I was planning to teach. Still, you have potential. You have to understand your Pokemon to win in a rotation battle. And off he goes. I'm a heartbreaker. My name, Charles. Riding a bike and becoming the wind fits a bad boy like me. He's an odd character. You were great. Charles, too. He was great to some extent, I guess. And the crowd disperses. Now, if we head over this way, Driftveil Drawbridge. For the first time in a very long time, we are going to be entering a new area. Let's do it. Now, I really like the music on this bridge. It's very wistful, I guess you could say. Sometimes, above the bridge, you can see the shadows of bird Pokemon, right? Their feathers drift to the ground here. And when you try to pick them up, occasionally you'll run into a Pokemon. The Funfest mission Wings Falling on the Drawbridge has been added to the Interlink. Very nice. Now, as he mentioned, as we explore this bridge, Driftveil City is famous for this drawbridge, the PWT, and of course, the Heartbreaker Charles. As we explore this bridge, eventually, there it is, a little shadow will appear on the ground, and you might find items, but you may also find Pokemon here, and I would like to demonstrate this. There's a feather around somewhere. Where is it? Aha, there it is. You see it? Alright, what's this going to be? This is Hoppip, which is a Pokemon we do not have yet. The Driftveil Drawbridge has, I want to say, 4 Pokemon that you can obtain on the bridge. I'm not going to go out of my way to obtain all of them this episode, mainly because we've been doing a lot of catching recently, and I think it would be a disservice to continue doing it when we really want to move the story forward. But I wanted to encounter at least one Pokemon in this bridge just to demonstrate the mechanics, so hopefully we'll be able to catch this thing in short order. Hoppip really isn't all that great of a Pokemon, which sadly is kind of a trend among Pokemon introduced in Gold and Silver. But I don't know, I like it. There was one episode of the Pokemon anime where there was a tornado episode of Pokemon, which seems really weird, but they actually had a very weather-based episode with a Hoppip in it. And part of the Hoppip's job was to detect when tornadoes were going to show up due to shifts in wind patterns. I really enjoyed that episode. Looking back on it, it probably wasn't very good, but back when that episode first came out, I was really big into the Weather Channel and all that stuff. I was 8, you know? So it was really cool to see. Anyway, this Hoppip better stay in the ball this time. There we go. I was quite surprised with how long it took to actually catch this thing. And let's add that data to the Pokédex. It drifts on winds. It is said that when Hoppip gather in fields and mountains, spring is on the way. Unlike now, when winter is coming. In fact, I think once this episode airs, it will be winter in the game already. Anyway, let's head onwards here. That is only the midpoint of the bridge, which is pretty crazy. This is a very long bridge. The Driftveil Drawbridge. It's also known as the Charizard Bridge, because the raised drawbridge looks like the Pokemon called Charizard. But I've never seen Charizard, so I don't know. That's an interesting mechanic with this bridge. If you stand on this bridge long enough, you will eventually hear the cry of a Charizard, which is kind of funny. I hear fluttering around here. There it is. Resist Wing. Now what these wings do is there are 6 wings for each stat in Pokemon. HP, Attack, Defense, Special Defense, and Speed. Each one of these, when used on your Pokemon, will raise an effort value in that stat by, I want to say, just 1. There is also a wing that does nothing except is worth money for selling, so interesting little concept. Bridges connect different lands. Trading and battling with Pokemon can connect different people. I guess that means Pokemon are a kind of bridge as well. Now, it surprises me how it took us all the way to episode 48 before crossing a bridge. But bridges are a huge mechanic in the Unova region. There are 5 bridges around the region, and we will eventually be traversing them all. And I guess Driftveil Drawbridge just wound up being the first. Driftveil Drawbridge, very nice. So how about the city's pride and joy, the Drawbridge? We also call it the Charizard Bridge due to its elegant form. Very nice. Welcome to Driftveil City. Now, they redesigned this city a lot between the first Black and White and the second. I really enjoy it. But we're not going to be getting into that quite yet. Because... come on. Let's have fun stealing Pokemon together like we did before. I can't. I've learned the hard way that stealing from others is wrong. Oh, come on. It's too late to start acting all goody two-shoes now. People don't understand our just cause. Don't they call you a villain who was plotting world domination? Even though you quit Team Plasma, people are still really cold to you, right? So you might as well just come steal Pokemon with us and take over the world. The Pokemon who are mean to you now will be groveling at your feet and saying how great you are. I can't. My Lord N will be sad. I can't do that to him. N. Team Plasma's king. What a joke. He's nothing more than a traitor. He disappeared somewhere and abandoned us when we needed him. Hey. Start talking, you Team Plasma trash. Ow, you're gonna pay for that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I'm not supposed to cause any trouble. I'll get you next time. You're not getting away! I'm okay. We were friends when we were both in Team Plasma. But 2 years ago, Team Plasma split into a group that follows Lord N, who just wants to save Pokemon, and a group that follows Getsis, who plans to take over the world. You can hear the rest of the story in our home. It's on that little hill next to the Pokemon gym. Yep, they're already throwing some serious plot at us. But yeah, check out this city. It got a lot bigger in the 2 years between the first and second games. All these big tall hotels with emerald roofs and stuff. It's really cool. But anyway, now that we are here, I think we're just going to want to head off to that home on top of the hill. Just ignore the man behind the tree. We'll be getting to that in due time. Sir, that's the person I was talking about. Over here, this way. Oh, so you're interested in Team Plasma, are you? If you hear what we have to say, you might be able to understand us. My guest. If you're going to come inside, I would like to see what kind of person you are, trainer. That's right, in a Pokemon battle. Do you find this acceptable? Absolutely. Let us begin. This is one of the 7 sages of Team Plasma. In the original Pokemon Black and White, there were 7 sages who followed this Lord N that they are talking about. However, after the events of that game, some of the sages split to work with one faction of Team Plasma that is following this N character, and the other split into a faction that follows this Getsis character, so it's going to be pretty interesting seeing how this plays out going forward. Luckily, the first sage we have encountered is in fact a quote-unquote good guy. They're still Team Plasma, but this group of Team Plasma is generally accepted to be among the protagonists of the adventure, which I find pretty interesting. Anyway, this guy has several Pokemon that we have not seen before, and they're actually quite bulky because this Bouffalant, which is only level 32, survived a Force Palm from my level 48 Lucario, which is quite insane. We're going to be getting into some rather difficult fights going forward, so hopefully everything will go okay on our end. Anyway, down goes Bouffalant. Krokorok level 38, which is very nice. I believe it's quite close to evolving, actually. And finally, we have Swoobat, so I think we are going to switch over to Houndoom to get that type advantage. You know, I think I just had a really big brain fart. No, wait, no, that's right. Sorry, I got my Ghost and Psychic confused. For a second I thought Psychic was actually super effective on Dark. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been recording a lot over the past few days. I think all of those mass catching episodes together, I think all that footage amounts to nearly 12 hours, or perhaps even more than 12 hours of footage, so it's going to be really nice to get into these shorter episodes. I'm really not used to it, actually. Oh, you fight as if you really understand your Pokémon. I mean, I would hope so. I apologize for testing you. Being former members of Team Plasma, we must deal with a lot. He got away, and that is your friend. He may join us. Let me introduce myself again. My name is Rude. Not rude as in unkind. All of the 7 sages are actually named after colors. This one being, I believe, red. You guys are all Team Plasma too, right? Tell me, what makes you different from the Team Plasma back there? More accurately, we are former members of Team Plasma. Because of the incident 2 years ago, we started taking care of the Pokémon that were separated from their trainers, as a way to atone for our misdeeds. And you are? I'm Hugh, from Aspertia City. 5 years ago, Team Plasma, I mean you, stole my little sister's Pokémon. I'm the pathetic trainer who wasn't able to stop you. Separated? What a joke. You were the thieves who stole them. Is that so? My sincerest apologies. Just an apology? That's it? Where's my sister's Pokémon? Purloin! Where's Purloin? The Pokémon you speak of is not in this place. I imagine it is still being used by Team Plasma now. Just as you say, our apologizing doesn't solve anything. But you can't move forward unless you admit you were wrong and apologize. Enough already! Apologizing isn't going to get my sister's Pokémon back. David, I'm going to the Pokémon gym. I'll get stronger and crush every single member of Team Plasma. Team Plasma made trainers like him suffer. I feel terrible about it. How foolish we were. David, as you can see, I can't do anything to thank you. Actually, I have a favor to ask of you. Could you please look after this Pokémon, Zorua? Yes. Oh, thank you. But what's this? It seems you can't take any more Pokémon with you. This is one of the very few gift Pokémon available to us at this stage of the game. That Zorua is very, very special, so we definitely want to take it. And it's not just special because it's the only Zorua that you can obtain in the entire game. So what we want to do is we want to deposit a Pokémon into our PC, which is getting very, very full at this point. I'm actually quite impressed. Anyway, we're going to plop Houndoom in there for now and go grab that Zorua. This Zorua is the introduction of a mechanic that unfortunately I will not be able to cover in the LP in great detail, but I will do my best to explain what it is when the time comes. Could you please look after this Pokemon Zorua? Absolutely. Oh, thank you. And we received Zorua. Now, as you will notice, we cannot nickname it, because that Zorua is one of the Pokemon that my Lord N relied on as a friend during its journey. Very interesting. If we open up our Pokemon list, you will see that this Zorua is in fact owned by Lord N. This Pokemon was apparently friends with a certain trainer, proud of its power. N's Pokemon are interesting. All of them will have the OT of N, and all of them will have the ID number of 00002. They will have IVs of exactly 30 in every single stat. Now, unfortunately, this is the only Pokemon that belonged to Lord N that we will be able to obtain during our adventure. Not to spoil anything for the original game just yet, but N did in fact befriend other Pokemon during his adventure. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we cannot use wireless features on an emulator, we cannot encounter any of Lord N's other Pokemon, but I will be covering them once the main story wraps up and we have found every area in which N's Pokemon may be obtained. But for obtaining just one of N's Pokemon, I believe we will get a medal for it. Is this correct? The Pure Youth Medal. Indeed we have. So, this Zorua is interesting because it evolves into another Pokemon. That is a Pokemon that we cannot find anywhere in the game, as far as I am aware. Which means we will have to evolve this Zorua in due time. I would perhaps like to use it on my team, but we already have several Dark types, so I'm not sure exactly how that would work. But anyway, I think now that we have crossed the Driftveil Drawbridge into Driftveil City, and we have witnessed conflicts between old Team Plasma and new Team Plasma, and we have been introduced to the concept of Pokemon owned by this Lord N character, I think we are going to end things off here. So next time on Pokemon Blaze Black 2, we are going to be exploring the city of Driftveil and possibly heading off to the gym. Yes, already. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.